You ever wonder what it takes to disappear? Not run, not hide, but truly vanish. That's what Elijah Mercer did. After 30 years as a top-tier land attorney in Atlanta, he didn't retire. He erased himself. No farewell party. No announcement. One day he was filing cases. The next he was gone. Just a wire transfer, a land deed, and 3,000 acres of forgotten mountain slope in northern Tennessee. This place wasn't listed on Zillow. It was buried in a federal land auction misfiled under industrial clearance. No paved roads. No power. No one cared enough to even name it. That's exactly why Elijah bought it. He didn't want a retirement. He wanted silence. Freedom. A spot on earth that didn't answer to Añanino councils. No permits. No HOA. The cabin came with the land. Calling it a cabin was generous. It was more like a forgotten bunker made of timber and stubbornness. No plumbing. No electricity. Just a metal door and a fireplace that probably saw some shady history. Elijah reinforced it. Solar lights. Water filter. Reinforced locks. Not for comfort, for survival. For 2 months, no one knew he existed. He paid his taxes, registered the land under a shell LLC, and left no digital footprint. Until one morning in May, when someone knocked on the steel door. For knocks. Sharp. Entitled. Standing outside was a woman in a bright orange windbreaker, clipboard in hand, fake smile glued to her face. Hi, I'm Nancy Withers. I represent the Ridgewood Heights Development Committee. You might not know this, but your cabin violates several residential guidelines. You can't just build whatever you want out here. Elijah didn't answer. He just pointed to the bolted deed on the inside Wall County seal. Parcel number. Jurisdictional exemption. Nancy squinted. Well, our board wasn't informed of any exemption. Your presence will need to be reviewed. Elijah took a photo of her with a timestamp. You're trespassing. She backed off, tossing a thinly veiled threat over her shoulder. If you don't comply, we'll escalate. And escalate they did. A few days later, survey flags appeared near the cabin. No signatures. No contact. Just stakes hammered into soil like warnings. Then came the tire tracks. A shallow film over the stream. Then, a fake violation notice stapled to his door. But Elijah wasn't rattled. He was trained for legal war. He compiled everything, GPS photos, tire prints, timestamps, sent them to his contact in Nashville. Then he started digging. What he found was a goldmine of corruption. The Ridgewood Heights Committee wasn't an official HOA. It was a fronted development lobby funded by a land banking firm trying to expand luxury housing onto the mountain. His land, especially the Western Ridge, had been flagged in secret zoning petitions. Elijah didn't wait. He filed an environmental injunction, citing the unstable karst geology of the slope. That alone forced the state to freeze any construction permits. Then he hired a surveyor to document endangered vegetation and stream impact. Boom. Another regulatory block. But they got bolder. A demolition crew arrived one morning. No plates on the truck. One guy had a sledgehammer. Another had red flags. Elijah didn't scream. He walked out, handed them a printed land deed, and calmly said, "You have 10 seconds to leave before I call the sheriff and my lawyer." They left. Later that week, he found a knife stabbed into a post outside his cabin. A note tied to it, "Sell now." He didn't blink. He installed motion-triggered thermal cameras, logged every entry, sent footage to a friend in the State Land Commission. Then came the cherry on top, a cease and desist letter from a Shell LLC, Ridge Valley Holdings, full of buzzwords. No legal ground. Elijah countered with a 70-page motion to dismiss and a formal complaint to the Attorney General, citing conspiracy to coerce, illegal surveillance, and falsified zoning documents. They weren't ready for that. And then, silence. Real silence. Until 2 a.m. One morning, when 5 black-clad figures crept across his cameras. Military precision. No lights. One planted a sensor. Another measured distance. It wasn't vandalism. It was recon. But they never expected state police. Turns out, someone forwarded Elijah's full legal packet to the state enforcement office. That night, 2 cruisers crested the ridge, floodlights blaring. "You are trespassing on private federally protected land. Drop everything." They scattered like cockroaches. 3 days later, the court dismissed all claims. The Ridge Valley Holdings site vanished. Their permits revoked. Offices quietly shut down. Elijah didn't celebrate. He sat on the porch, sipping black coffee, staring at the tree line. The war wasn't about winning. It was about staying. And he stayed. Because sometimes, victory isn't in court. It's in silence. In standing your ground so long that the storm breaks before you do. So, what do you think? Was Elijah just a stubborn old man? Or a hero who stopped a silent takeover? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Have you ever dealt with a rogue HOA or shady land developers? Let's talk about it below.